Hello, everybody. Hope you're doing fantastically well. It's Connor here, and we are back with another topical video. This time it is on this guy behind me, Cody Drameh. I've even got that the wrong way around. There we go. No, wait. Cody Drameh, or Cody Drameh, I should say. And his performances at Cardiff, which have been nothing short of fantastic, to be quite honest with you. From what I'm reading, from speaking to several people down there, I managed to catch a little bit of the 4-0 drubbing they got from Welsh rival Swansea the other day. But if you are a Cardiff City fan, please let me know in the comment section below exactly what you think of Cody. But from looking at there's a couple of articles written about him in the past couple of weeks which have sparked my interest, and I think we should go through them a little bit. I think going into next season, there is going to have to be competition for a right back. There's been a lot of chat about Jed Spence. That has been everywhere for the past year, to be quite honest with you, with regards to Leeds. Obviously, he started out at Middlesbrough. He's on loan at Nottingham Forest at this moment in time, but there was a lot of chat last summer. Apparently, Leeds looking at this lad called Jed Spence. Who is that? Who is that? And he's an attacking fullback on the right-hand side. But I do look at that and I think, you've got all the components of an attacking right back in Cody Drameh. So what is the point in going and doing someone like a Jed Spence? Now, he was brought in from Fulham, was Cody Drameh, and there was a lot of hype behind this guy. Once again, Victor Orta got his spreadsheet out and managed to convince him, like he did with Joe Gelhardt, like he did with Sam Greenwood, formerly like he did with Eddie Nketiah, to get him through the door at Leeds United. Well done, Victor Orta. But after a couple of performances, Arsenal probably the standout one. I don't think a lot of Leeds fans were that impressed with what they were seeing, but Leeds were battered with injuries, COVID cases left, right and centre, injuries left, right and centre, and it was a really disjointed period of time when he was featuring heavily for Leeds United. You look at that entire period, Chelsea, Man City, West Ham in the FA Cup, Arsenal, and he was also up against Gabriel Martinelli, and I think that was probably his worst performance for Leeds United when we're looking at a historical context in the first team. But Gabriel Martinelli, for me, I mean, I've said it before, I think he's going to be a world-class product. And a lot of people say, don't throw around world-class products at this moment. People get basically irked when you say world-class product. But I think Martinelli, 19, 20 years of age, there's a whole host of clubs already looking at him in the summer as well. I saw earlier on that PSG are apparently looking at him. He looks like a top product who, a young age is going to be a bit of a flagship for Brazil going forward. So, yeah, I'm a massive fan of Martinelli. Watched him for a long time now. Staggering, he wasn't getting in that Arsenal team beforehand, by the way. So him coming up against Cody Drameh, you've got to look at that in context, to be quite honest. And I think Drameh was poor on that occasion. And the only reason I mentioned the Arsenal game is because a lot of Leeds fans referenced that game. But there was a fallout, wasn't there, when he decided in January that he wanted to play football. I came on here and defended him, got a lot of flack for it, defended him on Twitter, and there were people who would just defend Bielsa. No questions asked. No questions asked. No, whatever the situation, it was Bielsa was right. And I understand that there has to be faith in the manager. I understand this, that, and the other. But when it comes to a situational aspect, this kid just wants to go out and play football regularly. I know he was given a chance at Leeds United, but I've said this several times. You can be given a debut, but that's not really been given a chance, because as soon as the situation changes the week afterwards, he's coming straight out of the team. So I know there's a lot of people saying, yeah, but he wouldn't have even been in the shop window if he didn't have his debut. But it doesn't matter. He was in the shop window. So fair play, Cardiff, coming in. Probably didn't even, I think Steve Morrison has said that he didn't expect Leeds to let him go. And he's been an absolute revelation. He's been unbelievable playing down at Cardiff City, down in the Championship. We've always said it's the footballing brain way, isn't it? It's the fan way, when we always turn around and say, well, they have to go out and get experience, get some loan experience in the Championship at the lower ebb of the Premier League. Well, that's what he's done. So I had no problem with him doing that. I had no problem with him doing that. And the vicious abuse a child was getting in Cody Drameh after he dared to ask for a loan move when Marcelo Bielsa maybe didn't want him to go out there, I thought was absolutely shambolic, to be quite honest with you. And I think that will play a big part. That will play a huge part in whether or not he signs. Well, he extends his period with Leeds United, and whether or not he signs for another club. Now, This isn't blaming it on Marcelo Bielsa at all. Of course he's not, but of course it's not. But Bielsa was very vocal in saying that he wanted him to stay. But that's the footballer's prerogative. He wanted to leave. He wanted to play 90 minutes week in, week out. That's the footballer's choice, everybody. Just because Marcelo wanted to keep him doesn't mean the footballer has to do it and therefore receive the abuse that he got. So he went out. He's been getting 90 minutes pretty much every single game for Cardiff, and he's been doing it remarkably well. And I just wanted to look at this article that I saw from the company that I work for, and I just wanted to take you guys through a little bit of the title, and I think this is very, very poignant. And it says, if we just have a quick look at it now, Cody Drameh is a footballing freak, and Cardiff City's only hope is that Leeds United don't realise it. Now, how massive, how huge is that when they put that out there? So they're expecting potentially to be able to take him off Leeds United's hand, and they're hoping that we don't decide, hold on, Drameh is a top quality operator. Let's also bear in mind, everybody, that Luke Ayling, for me, hasn't been great this season. He's not been great this season. His age, he's getting older, obviously, and Cody Drameh was brought in as that succession plan. It was working up until a point. Bielsa clearly saw a lot in him, but now there's a new manager. We've seen certain players have been galvanized under this manager. Matthias Klick, Rodrigo. This kid is a young, upcoming prodigy, and he's on our books. We don't have to go out and sign anybody in that position. If Jesse Marsch is to get the best out of this guy, Cody Drameh, being a young lad as well, for me, is the classic example of needing a manager to put his arm around their shoulder. Classic example. Didn't feel that clearly wanted to go out. Maybe felt a little bit ostracized a little bit there. Conversation maybe needed to be had, but I don't know if it was from Cody Drameh's response. Which was, even though Leeds wanted to keep him, he wanted to go. Maybe he didn't feel that love. Jesse Marsch will be able to provide that because we know that that's what he is as a man manager. And utmost above everything, when he was signed for Leeds United, this kid was seen as the next big thing. With each passing performance, the fact Cardiff City managed to land Cody Drameh in the January window is increasingly baffling and impressive in equal measure. Leeds United's loss has been Cardiff City's gain. Not only did he up sticks to show the world what he was capable of, that is a key sentence. That's a very brave thing to do, in my opinion. But he rolled his sleeves up and played a starring role in the Bluebirds' fight to stave off relegation. So it wasn't about the fact that he was at the bottom of the table. It wasn't about the fact that he didn't want to be in this sort of thing, because he was in this sort of thing with Cardiff City. He's going to be in a relegation battle, whatever division he's in. He just wanted to play week in, week out. And his development, his progression has come on tenfold, because he will have experienced things in a relegation dogfight in the Championship with less quality players up against less quality players that he wouldn't have experienced at Leeds United. So he was willing to go miles and miles away from home to be able to do that, which I think shows a huge level of responsibility and characteristics. So yeah, Drameh, simply put, is a freak. He does everything a defender anyone would want from a defender, but attacks like a man possessed, which obviously he would have gained from the Bielsa football. He will be defending his own goal line 1 minute and then pressing the opposition goal literally a second later. The numbers Drameh posted against Stoke City are staggering. He made 6 tackles, won 14 out of 18 ground duels. And I think going forward as well, this is Jordan Hugel on his contribution towards the goal. He's very good. Leeds have got a very good player on their hands there. I think when he was in this aggressive form, pushing on, pressing people, he's brilliant, and rewarding with assists. So it's two sides of the story, everybody. It's two sides. It's been very good going back, and it's been very good going forward as well, which I think is what the Cardiff City. I mean, I got in contact. I'm not going to talk about the Cardiff City individual I got in contact with, but he said he's absolutely staggering. He's a staggering football player at such a young age, and Leeds have to give him a chance. Someone who I respect, and I do have a contact down there. Very, very highly well thought of. So for me, you look at some of our Championship players that got up to that bracket. This kid's done everything that we need of him. He's gone and got loan experience. And I think, if we just look at some of his numbers here as well on SofaScore, very impressive numbers for a kid. I mean, look at this. You're in the Championship, your first campaign down there. Obviously he was bought from Fulham, wasn't he? But he didn't really get that much experience there. Look, 8 there, 6.9, 7.1, 7.2, 7.0, 7.5. And if you look previously, he had a bit of a tough start. Tough start here if you just look at these 4. but he developed, he started progressing, he started understanding the division a little bit more. And I'll be honest, guys, I think it's going to get to a stage where Leeds are going to really struggle to keep hold of him. But I think Jesse Marsch is surely going to see promise with this guy, promise that he can be the successor to Luke Ayling. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, guys. Is this something you're thinking about? It's just come to my mind over the past couple of days. I did read that article and I thought, flipping out, we've got to give him a chance. Let me know what you think in the comment section below.